Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Cynical and welcome back to another video. Today for you guys, wow, okay, we've got a lot of Kingdom Hearts Missing Link information to talk about. It has been an absolute information overload ever since the prototype beta started a few days back. I just thought I'd let you guys know I am back from holiday. I would have covered this sooner, except this all decided to drop while I was on holiday. Very typical, but however, there is a lot of stuff to go over. As you guys should know, as of right now over in Japan, the beta test for Kingdom Hearts Missing Link is currently happening. There is about 1,000 different participants that were lucky enough to get entry into this beta, and right now they are trying the game out. Just for the people that don't know, this is basically a Pokemon Go type take on Kingdom Hearts. It's the next massive mobile phone Kingdom Hearts title that will obviously progress the Union Cross story. It is its own self-contained story, but does take place between the events of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross and Kingdom Hearts Dark Road. It's a little bit different, of course, because, like I said, Pokemon Go type take, so it's GPS location orientated. You will be going out into the real world and fighting Heartless that you find down, your street or next to your favorite shopping supermarket or outside the dairy or something like that. I'm really excited for this personally, and especially with all the information that has recently been given between the official stuff that Square Enix are releasing themselves, as well as the impressions given from the participants, the trailer that we've seen, the only trailer that we've seen so far to show us a bit of gameplay, to show us the fact that this game is what looks like a true traditional Kingdom Hearts type gameplay experience, obviously with the GPS flavor on top. But just for your mobile phones, running on Unreal Engine 4, this gets me really, really excited. I think just looking at the combat and the gameplay of things, this is exactly what I wanted from a mobile Kingdom Hearts title since the very get-go. I loved the story of Unchained Key and Union Cross, but I just really couldn't get down on the gameplay. I played it for about 3 years after launch, and I just ended up having to give it up and pretty much just paid attention to the story updates. I don't think it's going to be the same this time around with Missing Link, and so I'm really, really excited for it. So today, we're going to go through all of the information. This is probably going to be a long one because there is a lot of information to go over. What you guys should know is the participants unfortunately cannot share any video footage or any images of the beta test. We do have new images, but those are shared from the official Kingdom Hearts Dark Road Twitter account. Currently right now, they're using the Dark Road Twitter handle to post anything to do with Missing Link. Eventually there will be a Missing Link, I'm assuming, Twitter account. But for the time being, if you guys do want to keep up with any of the official information, make sure to follow the Dark Road one. There is some new stuff here. So let's go over everything. Now, I do want to say a massive shout out to Toro over on Twitter. Handle on screen is right now. They are currently one of the participants for the beta, and they have been doing just an absolutely fantastic job of sharing so much information towards Missing Link. I'm really excited to be able to talk more about this and to give you guys my thoughts. So let's go through it. So the first thing we should go over is the two different modes in the game. There is GPS mode and there is pad mode. Now GPS mode is going to be that Pokemon Go type GPS location based gameplay where you will go out into the real world and on your screen, on your mobile phone, you will literally have a map that translates to where you are in the real world. All of the buildings surrounding you within Missing Link are actual real buildings, geographically located, just with that old school Scala et Kylum type architecture, which is really, really neat. Where you move, the character will move. It will correspond to your movement. So again, this is Pokemon Go Kingdom Hearts, essentially. Now, there has been a lot of worries because people are saying, look, I'm not really into these GPS type location-based games for my mobile phone, but it is Kingdom Hearts. I still want to be able to play it. Well, don't fret too much. There is pad mode, which will allow you to control the character on this map without actually needing to leave your house. Now, there is a little bit of a catch-22 here when it comes to that. So in GPS mode, when you go into a fight, you will obtain AP. Now, AP is used to then play pad mode. Whenever you go into a battle in pad mode, AP will be spent in order to actually go into that battle. This sort of means that you kind of have to do a little bit of GPS mode in order to obtain AP, But what I am thinking is there'll probably be other methods like doing quests or daily missions or something like that will garner you AP to be able to not have to focus so much on GPS mode to build AP to then be able to play pad mode. I'm sure Square Enix will figure out a system that will allow you to earn daily AP and hopefully a decent amount of it, because I've heard at the moment in the beta test, AP is a little bit strenuous in the sense of like, it does take a little bit to actually build it up. So I do hope they figure out a good system for that, to build it, for people that aren't wanting to do the GPS thing all the time. While you're running around the streets, you have a chance to encounter a Heartless. This will then send you into a little separate circular kind of battle arena to then engage in that sort of traditional-esque type Kingdom Hearts gameplay on your phone. Now, there is what's known as a hands-free mode, which is basically an auto mode. So let's say, you know, you don't really have time to kind of walk around the city and then play the game. You can essentially walk around the city, engage in combat, and your phone will pretty much just complete the combat scenario for you. Even if you're in pad mode as well and you're physically playing the game on your phone, during these battle encounters, there is also a button to activate auto mode on and off in similar fashion to Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. Each time you defeat an enemy, it will give you a slight hint as to exactly where the area boss is. So while you're roaming around the real world, the idea here is to try and find the area boss. Now, what I hope that Square Enix do for these area bosses is that they are sort of location dependent. So like, you might have, let's say, we can see here in these images, the Behemoth Heartless is specific to Japan. And let's say the Trickmaster Heartless from Kingdom Hearts 1 is, I don't know, specific to Spain, for example. In similar fashion to how different Pokemon are specific to different regions around the world, it would be cool to see if specific different Heartless in the game are specific to different areas of the actual real world. And also, speaking about this Behemoth Heartless, this is the very first time we've ever seen an Unreal Engine Behemoth Heartless, an HD model of it, since Kingdom Hearts 1, so that's really neat. Now this right here is the map view to show you your city, your current location, the country you're currently in, and it displays to you a bunch of different information towards certain different events that are currently taking place, and where you need to either move in the real world to, or of course move your character if using pad mode to engage in. The Behemoth is showing us that that right there is an area boss. Somewhere in that area there is Behemoth. Obviously you go to that area, you fight the normal field Heartless, they'll then give you a small hint towards exactly where specifically that area boss might be. When you defeat an area boss, it will then allow you to teleport directly to that specific place in the world where you defeated that area boss, so long as you have enough AP to do so. So it is kind of important to defeat these area bosses, as it will give you ease of access to instantly teleport back to that location when in pad mode. No, it doesn't mean that you can actually physically jump through your phone and then teleport to that place in the real world, only pad mode. I think this is pretty self-explanatory though. Looking at these other icons though, we can see obviously different Disney characters like Mickey, Donald, Chip, Huey, as well as Louie, and even Aurora is there, which, by the way, fun fact, that is the very first time we've seen an Unreal Engine Kingdom shader Aurora. So very cool. We're probably going to start seeing more Disney characters that weren't in Kingdom Hearts 3, that don't currently have an HD Unreal Engine 3D model, that will now have that exact thing in Missing Link, which is like really exciting to start getting all of these familiar characters and enemies updated. But what I believe this is if you go to that area, there will be an enemy in that area that will give you the corresponding piece, which is the figures, or of course is the same thing as the medals from Union Cross that corresponds to that character. So let's say if we go to this location right here, we will get the Mickey piece, which I believe allows you to use something like fire. These are your special attacks and special abilities to use while in combat in Missing Link. Looking at this mysterious hooded figure holding the lantern, it's just been recently confirmed that this is a raid boss. So yes, there is a multiplayer component to Missing Link, and it's not like the half-assed multiplayer component that was in Union Cross. This is a true full-blown multiplayer component where you'll get sent into a raid encounter with a boss with quite high health, quite high damage dealing, and you will play with a multitude of other Keyblade wielders, real people, and actually fight the boss in real time together. Absolutely bliss. This is something we've been wanting for years now. You'll also be able to set the level of the general heartless that you come across. The higher their level, the better the drops will be. And keeping in mind, they will drop all things like figures or, of course, enhancement mats to upgrade your Keyblades. So yes, in similar fashion to Union Cross, there is going to be a Keyblade progression. And just like Union Cross, as you upgrade your Keyblade, it will take on a different appearance. I absolutely love this. Now, there are two Keyblades in the beta. The first one is known as Fortune Gear. This is the one that we've probably seen the most of so far. It is that cog-looking Keyblade. Very cool. And then the second one that's in the beta is known as Light Order, a green lamp-themed Keyblade. I guess that goes along with the whole theme that this is like sort of Victorian type aesthetic to do with ancient Scala and the old England vibe type of thing. But yeah, lamp blade, I guess. You've got to appreciate the fact that these are completely new original Keyblades. I do hope when looking at the Keyblades in Missing Link that a good amount of them are original, because a lot of the Keyblades that obviously we got in Union Cross were just Keyblades from other past Kingdom Hearts titles. Now, there are Keyblade types in this game, and right now we only know two. There might only be two, but there are close combat Keyblades and ranged Keyblades. If you want to keep your distance and chip away at enemy health, then use ranged Keyblades, which will simply attack via keeping your distance and shooting out magic projectiles. Or if you want to risk it all and get up and close and personal, and, you know, maybe give the nipples a little bit of a tickle, you can do the close quarters Keyblade, which is obviously Fortune Gear. So there will be different Keyblade types, and depending on what type you're using, it will change up the base combo of your attacks. There is going to also be a level system for your player character. Right now, it's not really too clear as to exactly how this works. Some people are saying it might be tied to the story side, the story progression of the game, whilst also tied in with just general progression of generally playing the game. But because it's the beta, I don't believe this system has quite been fleshed out just yet, because also keeping in mind, any progress that any of the participants make in the beta is not transferred over into the main game. Now, a few of the participants have been saying on Twitter that the combat system feels really good. It is really reminiscent and very similar to that of just the traditional Kingdom Hearts experience. I'd say obviously very similar feeling to that of Kingdom Hearts 3, considering the fact that it is using different assets and foundations of Kingdom Hearts 3 on Unreal Engine 4 for Missing Link. So you're definitely going to get that kind of Kingdom Hearts 3 type vibe, same assets, a lot of the same kind of effects, animations, all of that kind of thing. Again, this is like the biggest part right here. If that core gameplay, which obviously is going to be repetitive because it's a mobile phone game, is fun enough to warrant the fact of playing it time and time and time and time again, which when looking at Union Cross, it just personally wasn't for me, then we are absolutely winning. And I could already tell by just watching that initial first trailer, the only trailer that we've received of Missing Link so far, the gameplay segments look so good. Now, there have actually been some people that have released some images that they shouldn't have of the beta that has actually shown us the heads-up display, what the UI looks like. And just really quick comment towards this, Square Enix are already sending out their ninjas and RSR cannoning anyone that is sharing around any images and videos and stuff they're not supposed to. So I will not show anything I'm not supposed to in this video. But what I have done is I've made my own mock-up to show you guys exactly sort of what the heads-up display looks like, and this is it right here. So it's very traditional Kingdom Hearts feeling. I think it looks really good. You've got the attack button over on the right. You've got the jump button just above the attack button. You've also got the camera button, so you will move that little camera button around to sort of change the camera. You can also pinch the screen to zoom in and out. Then you have your abilities, which again, these are known as the pieces, which look like figurines, down the bottom left. Now, from another image, while in this heads-up display, the mock-up only shows 3, which I'm basing it off of the image I saw. In another image, it showed that you can have up to 4 different pieces equipped at one time. So 4 different abilities to use. in amongst your base combo. Also, talking about your base combo, there is also a hold down charge attack, so you can hold down the attack button on screen to charge up for an even stronger attack. Obviously, doing this will make you vulnerable because it will take some time to charge. Moving your thumb on the left side of the screen will enable movement, so there's no on-screen joystick or anything. That will just appear when your thumb is touching the left side of the screen. For those unfamiliar with 3D action games on your phone. Dodge rolling is here in the game. You do it by simply flicking on the screen. There is also double flight, so double jump by simply pressing the jump button twice. And if you want to air slide, you will simply just jump and then flick the screen. You'll be able to see your passives that you currently have on your player character above your HP bar. These are apparently obtained via doing different quests in the game, as well as the different accessories that you have equipped on your character. You'll be able to lock on to different enemies by simply just tapping on their HP bars. And I've heard as of right now, unfortunately, there is no guard, but I would say that will be something that will likely come in at a later date. You should know that the heads-up display, though, is fully customizable, so you can move all of the information and the buttons around to your exact liking, which is super, super cool. Also, another question that's been asked a lot recently is, because the gameplay feels so much like normal Kingdom Hearts, is there controller support? No, currently in the beta as of right now, there is no controller support, but I can imagine this is something Square Enix might actually implement later on down the line, as it would be pretty easy to do so. Now, talking about abilities are strung to the MP in the game. So again, it's very traditional Kingdom Hearts feeling in that sense. There's no sort of special gauge in similar fashion to Union Cross, where each medal would have a different number that would use a certain portion of your special gauge. Now, the abilities are just simply tied to a classic MP system. There are 6 different types of attributes in the game, and this is via the order of superiority. So we have fire, ice, wind, earth, lightning, and water, and then of course it loops back round with water beating out fire. As of right now, the rarity of pieces only go up to 3 stars, but obviously this will increase over time as more pieces get added to the game via the different gacha banners. Now, something that gets me really excited is there is a hub in Missing Link that is known as Town. This will send you into what is fully explorable, or at least a very nice, decent, big area portion of ancient Scala. This is something that I was absolutely hoping for, and yes, it is a real thing. The participants describe it as feeling just like you would be exploring a world in a normal Kingdom Hearts game, so yes, we will be able to explore ancient, Victorian, Gothic, Old England era Scala. In this hub, this is where you'll accept different quests, you'll do your shopping, this is where you'll upgrade your pieces and your Keyblades. You can also see, apparently, like, citizens roaming around the place, doing their own kind of things, which is kind of cool. It also makes me think, we don't know yet about all of the different multiplayer components, but if there will be a party system, if you'll actually be able to hang out with your friends in this hub area, which would just be so cool to be able to show off, you know, your cool Keyblade, the avatar clothes that you've currently got equipped. So there's a tiny bit of exploration here when at least looking at the hub. We don't still really know exactly how the Disney worlds are going to fit into this game. We have seen gameplay from Tangled, from Kingdom Hearts 3 in Missing Link, and from what Square Enix have described earlier last year, apparently the different Disney worlds will correspond to different areas around the world. Like, for example, like if you're at a park or a place on the map that has a lot of trees, then there's a good chance you'll go into a Disney world that corresponds to that environment type. But they're still apparently trying to flesh that out, or at least that's what they last said when they were trying to figure out how to incorporate Disney worlds. So in regards to that kind of thing, like exploration, there might be a bit of that when looking at the story side of things, but at least we know we can explore old school Scala. Now, we should probably talk about the whole gacha thing, because I know this is going to be, for a lot of people, the deciding factor. We knew this from the get-go, though. The gacha system would, of course, be absolutely integrated into Missing Link. It's part of the reason as to, of course, why Square Enix are making another mobile phone game for Kingdom Hearts, is because, yes, it is a cash cow for them, right? And over in Japan, gacha games are absolutely massive. So the jewel system is back. The jewel currency that was in Union Cross is back for Missing Link. it doesn't surprise me. Like, it doesn't surprise me, and this is what I was saying from the get-go. Yeah, the figurines and stuff that appear that unleash the different special abilities that we saw in that trailer back in April of last year will be tied to a gacha system, so yes, they are. Now, what I absolutely hope is that Square Enix have kind of taken in some feedback and have decided to just tone down some of the prices. From memory, I think it was something like 3,000 jewels would cost something like, I don't know, like $30, and it was like $30 US, and that would warrant you enough to maybe do 1 to 2 pulls. Now, they kind of got better with the pricing of different banners, but like, still, even in the end, I feel like it was just absolutely overpriced. This isn't an uncommon thing though, and so I feel like, especially if people keep buying these, which people definitely kept buying these, and considering the fact that the main market's over in Japan, and I know they absolutely love this shit, I don't think Square Enix will really do anything about it. But it was cool to see that they at least sort of heard the outcry to tone down some of the pricing, and to make some of the banners a little bit more cheaper in the end, and they did that. But I just hope they kind of make it maybe just a little bit more affordable, because there is also customization in this game, and the customization looks absolutely insane. It looks great. Like, I cannot wait for this. My very own 3D, not Adobe Flash 2D little chibi guy, but actual 3D Kingdom Hearts character with all kinds of different clothing pieces and accessories, and I can change their hair color and their 3D. It's a 3D Unreal Engine model. I'm gonna spend so much time dripping my character out. But yeah, you guys can see there are hat pieces, there are top pieces, there are glove pieces, there are bottom pieces, there are shoe pieces, and then it also looks like there are different little accessory things as well. Now, don't quote me on this, but I have seen another image that wasn't supposed to go out into the wild. But from what I'm seeing here, it looks like there is cosmetic accessories and then actual sort of gameplay-based accessories. When looking at the gameplay-based ones, we have necklace, ring, and belt, and these will provide some kind of additional bonuses looking at gameplay, whether it be passives or stat boosts. However, though, it has been mentioned that the jewels will be used to purchase not just the pieces, the figurines, but also different items on top of avatar costume. And I can just see it right now, man. Like, Square Enix are gonna mark up some of these exclusive, like, costumes that come through. Let's say, like, I mean, this year is the 100th anniversary for Disney, so if the game really does end up releasing partway through this year, during that 100th anniversary, there'll probably be like a whole bunch of different Disney outfits, and they will likely go for like, I don't know, probably like $30 to $50 a pop. Yeah, I'm expecting this costume thing, just because of the fact now that it's like proper 3D models and all that, people will be willing to drop some big bucks. And I think Square Enix knows this. They rope us in every single time. Even when we say we're finished, we're not doing this anymore, we're still doing it! Oh, I hate and love this. I really do. I hate and love this. Now, on top of jewels, there is also another thing that you can purchase in the game, which is totally not surprising in this day and age, but there is a season pass, or also commonly known as a battle pass. Now, apparently this season pass will allow you to gather these specific coins to that of the battle pass. I would also say, like, this pass will allow you to do sort of exclusive missions, which maybe is where these coins come from, that will then allow you to exchange these coins for apparently items and treasure chests. So yeah, there is a decent amount of monetization in this game. I think the number one thing that's important here is that the prices are fair, which they definitely won't be. I'm just going to say that right now. But number two, just ensure the fact that the game can still be free to play. And hearing the fact that the pieces can be obtained and all that through just normally playing the game is great. Just don't make them absolutely redundant after a few updates. Make sure they're not absolutely garbage and that you can still have a viable, enjoyable experience without needing to actually drop money on the game. Now look, I will be spending money on the game. I'm an absolute sucker. Alright, Square Enix are milking me dry whenever it comes to Kingdom Hearts. It happens, I bitch and moan and complain about these things. But I still succumb, right? I still succumb. But I know this is sort of like the make and break thing for a lot of people through what I've heard in my community is like, look, I'm not going to put myself through that kind of torture of swiping my credit card all the time. I think I'm just going to like watch cutscenes and all of that kind of thing, which I can totally respect. However, if there is a good enough free-to-play system here, I think what we have here could potentially be a very enjoyable portable Kingdom Hearts game. Now, at the beginning of the game, like a lot of the Kingdom Hearts games, there is a dive to heart segment where your character is going over down onto the stained glass. This stained glass is apparently of Ephemer, Skuld, Cherith, and the Foretellers, and the icon around the perimeter of the stained glass is that icon that we saw that was recently released, which kind of looks like a dandelion type thing, or the Scala 7 is all around the outside, which is super cool. Apparently the Dearly Beloved that plays during the menu is the same Dearly Beloved that plays during the trailer. And the final piece of information here is apparently this game is an absolute battery drainer. A lot of the participants recently have been saying like, yeah, this game absolutely chews through your battery, and I don't blame that at all. It is a very, very good looking game for mobile phones. From some of the gameplay images that I have seen, I'm like, wow, hot damn. People are actually comparing it to that of Switch visuals, which is pretty insane, so it's not surprising that it does absolutely suck the life force of your iPhone or Samsung. Also, of course, keeping in mind, it is using GPS location too, so that further will, of course, suck the life force out of your cellular device. But that right there, guys, is a massive buttload of Kingdom Hearts Missing Link information. I am actually so ecstatic. Like, I kind of already was when I first saw the trailer, but now actually kind of having an understanding as to what kind of systems, features, and getting kind of like a second-hand account from other people who have actually played the game, saying it's feeling really good, it's a lot of fun, it's very reminiscent of traditional Kingdom Hearts, has sort of furthered my excitement to a point where I feel like it's sort of justified. Again, the monetization side of things just absolutely puts the spookies up me. Gets me like a little bit, oh my god, there goes the trip to Fiji. But still, man, I'm really excited. Do let me know your thoughts and opinions about this in the comment section down below, guys. I would absolutely love to know. Are you excited for Missing Link? Please let me know. However, guys, I'm Cynical. Hopefully having a damn good one, and I'll catch you guys real soon. Peace.